sorry for the delay in the series. Life happened, and so, I'm a little behind in how I want to do this. But this is part 2 of the 5 stages of grief. In my previous video, I had did denial and isolation. As we know, after that's anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance, excuse me. But of course, anger follows after denial and isolation. Once you finally come to terms with everything, or you think you come to terms with everything, it refesters and it comes back as anger. And with that anger, we lash out at people, at things, sometimes even to the person that we lost. And, personally for me, it's my mom. Now, I was angry, but I was never angry with her. It was the why God. But even then, she was gone, and I still never questioned God. I never said, why'd you take my mom, God? My mom was sick. She was sick for like 2.5 years with colon cancer. And when she was diagnosed at stage 4. So already there's a high risk, and there's a possibility of me just losing her automatically within that first year or so. And so when she first got diagnosed, I questioned why. Why my mom? Why my mom have to get cancer? Why at stage 4? That's what it was. So when she passed, I didn't question why she passed. To him, to God, I had questioned my mom. Because growing up, things weren't always easy, with family, with friends, things like that. So when she passed, my anger festered towards my mom. Is like, why'd you leave me here with all the crazy people? And, like I said, growing up was a little rough, being raised by a single mother and my grandparents, and, losing one of my grandparents, and now many years later losing my mom. And then 6 months after losing my mom, I lost my grandfather. And then it was like, fuck God, why'd you have to take grandpa now? Now I'm asking you why. You took my mom, my best friend, the only parent figure I had aside from my grandparents. You take her, and now 6 months you want to take grandpa? That's when rage hit. When my mom passed away, it was, I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna say I was an angry child, angry teenager, but so much had happened to us, to me, and my mom, I get it from my mom where she would hold everything inside. Everything kept bottled up inside. So that's how I was because of her, because I saw her doing like that. And also because with her doing that, and when I did get angry and stuff like that, she would tell me, Anya, keep it down. Don't worry about things will get better. Don't get so angry. So I always bit my tongue with everything because of my mom. Mom says, bite your tongue, bite your tongue. And so when she died, it was like, fuck it. I don't care. I don't care. The one person that can calm me down, that I know can calm me down, is no longer here. And no one will ever understand me the way my mom understood me. Especially when you have that close relationship with your parent like I did. We had gone through so much stuff since I was since forever, that my mom really was the only person to calm me down. So, as quote unquote being called in college She-Hulk, because I spazzed on somebody one time, that's how I call my anger. I call my anger She-Hulk. Do I like that? No. When you have so many years of anger and aggression of things that happen to you, and you can't say how you really feel back to the person because they're an adult, a teacher, an aunt, an uncle, whoever, and you can't say that. And now finally I'm old enough. I lost my mom when I was 22, going on 23. So I'm an adult now. I graduated from college. I put myself through college. So now you can't tell me anything. Your saving grace is gone, which was my mom. Your shield of protection for me and my wrath and what I could do and say is gone. She's gone. So for me, when she died, it was, you left me with all the crazy people. You left me with the people that caused so much anger and aggravation and hurt and pain and tears to not just me, but to you. So anger, a lot of it's going to be towards the person you left, that you loved, that left. Because you're going to feel this aloneness. And it's questioning why they left you. Now I get a better understanding of why she left me, because obviously my mother was ill. For those that were murdered or died in car accidents, you're not going to get the answer. You know, you're not going to get the answer of why do you have to be the one? Why do you have to be in that place in that time? And that's a question that, you know, you'll never answer. And say they were there for you, like they were doing something for you, going to the store or just whatever. You can't let that hit you the hardest, because then you're going to blame yourself. Then you'll be angry with yourself, and then you're going to make yourself feel like garbage. And it's not, obviously the person was out about doing things for you or whoever, because they obviously cared and loved about you, the person, work, whoever. You know, and so with anger, I'm just keeping anger short, because that's one emotion that will never go away. Never. You know, the denial and isolation goes away. It really does after a period of time. But the last three, four, you know, they never go away. You'll always be angry. So, not you'll always be angry, but something's going to trigger it. An event, a picture, a memory, just something's going to trigger it. But with the anger, when you think of a bad memory of something that happened to the person or to you, involving that person that you loved, when you think about that anger, you're able to flip it and think of a good memory. And I suggest doing that, because I do that a lot. You know, I have a whole bunch of bad memories, but then I have a whole bunch of good memories. And the good memories are what keep me going. And so, even this, I don't do this often. I'm talking about my makeup. I don't do makeup like that. I'm not one of those professionals, none of that. But my mom always said, you know, you never know who you're going to meet in the street, whatever. Every time I had to go out somewhere, you know, I was always a tomboy. She's like, just put a little eyeliner on, a little lip gloss or lipstick. So for me, you know, when I have things to go to, events, my mom was always my go-to person to call, talk to on my way there, as I'm getting ready, doing all that. And so I catch myself getting ready now to go out and do something, and I find myself getting upset. And then because, you know, I don't have her to talk to. I don't have her to call and to text and, you know, get advice from. And so that makes me angry. But when I do that, it's just like, all right, calm down. You know, it's been how many years now? You know this already. It's like, what would she tell you? And it's like, oh, yeah. Let me do the makeup. Let me, you know, put whatever on. And so I do those things. I do those little things. And sometimes I put notes up around the house, in the bathroom by the mirror, when I look at myself, because nowadays I notice that a lot lately now, as I'm getting older, minus the chubbiness, I look like my mom. I really do. Minus the short hair, because her hair was longer and I cut mine. But I look just like my mom. That's something I've always known since I was younger, when we used to match and things like that. And, you know, it's the memories of what they would say, what they would do, that keep me going. That'll keep you going. A song. There's so many times where I catch myself humming I Think I Love You from David Cassidy. I'm like, where the fuck that song come from? Oh, I hope you're like from, you know, afraid of a little cursing. I curse sometimes. Obviously, you don't understand that already. But I start singing David Cassidy, I Think I Love You. Why? That was my mom's favorite song. But it'll randomly come out of nowhere. And for me, that's a sign she's with me. So when I sing that, or it comes into my mind at a certain point in time, just randomly, I know she's here. Like me just even saying that, I know she's here. Because not for nothing, I don't prepare a script, monologue, paragraph, anything. I don't prepare anything for these videos. I'm literally talking from my heart and from the experience I've dealt with. So I know that me just thinking of that right now means that she's here with me. And I feel the tears coming, but they're not tears of anger. They're of sadness, which again, it happens. So I want to leave you with this, with the sadness and the anger. It's a continuing cycle, continuing process, because when big events, life-changing events happen, you're going to get angry because you're going to want that person there, and they're not there for obvious reasons. And so you're going to get angry off of that. And so a lot of times for me, I'm 28 years old. I am single, quote unquote, because I'm not married. But I do have a boyfriend. But, I'm single as the world categorizes me. And so it's like when I get engaged, who do I call? I have my godmother, I have my aunts, my cousins, my friends. But who's that one person you want to call? You want to call your mom, And for me, I don't have that. I have my godmother and my one aunt who feel like my mom, who have stepped into the role of being my mother, but it's not the same, you know what I mean? And so it's things of engagement, going dress shopping, the actual marriage, going to the wedding, during the ceremony, she's not there. When I get pregnant, who do you call? Mom. Mom's not there for me. When it's time to give birth, who do you want there with you besides your husband? Mom. For me, mom's not there. Who do you call to watch the kids and help you out and get advice and tips from? Mom. And my mom isn't here. And sometimes I'll sit here and I'll think about it and I get upset and it's like, damn it, man. Why'd she have to go? Why'd she have to go so early? Because my mom and I used to talk about these things all the time. We planned my wedding since I was like 15, just because she loved watching WeTV and TLC, Say Yes to the Dress, and Bridezilla, and all these things. So we would just plan my wedding out. Get the whole guests of the whole Jasmine crew, because my family rolls deep. There's almost 300 of us, honestly. Goddamn. And, since I was like 15, just different guest lists, planned the kind of wedding she wanted me to have. And I was like, hey, whatever, And I'd be like, well, when I get married and have kids, I'm going to build you a little house in the backyard. And this way the kids are going to go to you. I'd be like, you're going to grandma's house. You just go to the backyard. And she'd be like, no, I'm going to lock the door. I was like, they're going to have a key to the house. Trust me. And she used to tell me no, because she's going to change the locks before I get there with the kids. Like, these are things that my mom and I used to joke around about all the time. I used to I'm going to hype up on sugar and cookies and soda and just drop them off at your house. Like grandma do with you. And then when you're ready to go to bed, I'll come pick you up. Like, that's just stuff that we used to joke around with all the time. And now I think about it at 28 years old, I've lost my mom already. So who are going to do those things for me? Because there's no one like mom. And I get tired of her spirit's still here. Her body's just a shell. Fuck the bullshit. Give me the shell back, okay? Give me the shell back. Because that's what I want. I want to see my mom. I hate the be strong. I'm a human being. I lost my mom. You lost a child. You lost a husband, a brother, uncle. You lost someone dear to you. Fuck being strong. I want to be angry. I want to be sad. I want to be depressed. I want to be alone. Leave me the fuck alone. These happen. When you're talking to someone who goes through the same experience as you, who loses someone just like you did, and you talk to them, honestly, what I tell them, I understand your pain. I understand where you're coming from. If you need me, I'm here. But the one thing I say, and the thing I'm going to leave and end this video with, it's okay not to be okay. That's it. It's okay not to be okay. If you want to be angry for X amount of months, years, days, whatever, be angry. But just know it's okay not to be okay, because you're a human being and you're experiencing grief and going through the loss and going through life without a key individual in your life who was there, who's no longer here with you. So it's okay not to be okay. Until next time, next video will be bargaining.